All right. Welcome, everybody, to the NorCal Sports Network Giants postgame show as the Giants win another series and beat the Miami Marlins 7-5 on a big day for Patrick Bailey as he hits his first bomb. Man, he got a hold of that. And J.D. Davis, Black.
You're muted, Dan. I can't hear you. You were talking and all of a sudden it just died. Anyone else can hear him? Or is it just me? Yeah, Dan, we can't hear you. Even a chat saying they can't hear you. Thought I was going nuts there for a minute. All righty, we'll just get going here. Dan's trying to figure this out. Oh, yep. You want me to keep going? All right, sure. So we got Patrick Bailey with his first big home run. Dan kind of touched on that. That was good to see. He also mentioned, Giants go on a 5-1 on this most recent homestand. That's something that you want to see when they're at home. You want to dominate when you're at home and go 500 when you're on the road, and you're cooking with something here. So we'll see what happens. Now, is that something that is going to be sustainable? I mean, they're not going to always go 5-1. Even if they went 4-2 or something like that, that would have been excellent as well. But is that something that's going to be sustainable, or is that just fool's gold? They really haven't been consistent yet this year, so it's hard to tell, what's going on. But it's good to see. At least they went 5-1. Seeing Bailey with his power, that was a big shot too. I think I was looking on Twitter. I think it was 107 off his bat, 423 feet. That's a big boy home run. So that was good to see by Patrick Bailey. I mean, he's been doing that in Double-A, not so much in Triple-A, I don't think, but in Double-A, he's been hammering the ball. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like Dan's still working on his mic there. Yeah, that's weird. Did it unplug? Yeah, maybe they got unplugged somewhere. It happened right in the middle of when you were talking. It wasn't like I didn't see you bump anything or anything like that. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, J.D. Davis hit a big bomb. He had another good game. We got Haniger. Now he's hitting above the Mendoza line. So at least he's trending in the right direction. He had a couple of hits and an RBI. So that was also good to see. Trying to see what Dan's got going on here. Yes. Yeah, it kind of sucked where you said, sucks again. He was doing okay before he hit that injured list, so he's probably still battling that injury because hamstrings don't heal that quick. So he might be still battling something. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Hey, Dan, you want me to go ahead and bring in Larry? Here, I'll bring him in. Hey, Larry, how's it going?
Good. I couldn't hear Dan.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He was talking, and all of a sudden, it went silent. At first, I thought it was my issue, but he's got something going on.
Danny, can you hear us? You can. Reboot your computer, and then hit maybe in the mic corner. Maybe hit mute and unmute. Maybe you hit mute by accident. I don't know. I just jumped in a second ago. Somebody's like, Larry's sabotaging Dan's channel or something. What the? Yeah, bingo.
They figured you out.
You found me out. I do not want this channel to grow. If I see this channel closing on the Krueger show, that's it. That's it. I don't care. What a
They're gonna
game,
pull a
though.
Krueger
What a
on 'em.
game.
Yeah, how about that?
You know,
huh?
the Giants, I mean, seriously, I mean, we've been talking about this. Danny, me, you, Eric, we've been talking about this. Rye, we've been talking about this for a couple seasons now. It's just, it's not about are they a winner or are they a loser? It's not. We obviously we all would rather them win than lose.
Mm.
But it's not, for me at least, my enjoyment of it is not tied to they win or they lose, because we've all watched long enough to know that sports is kind of a cyclical kind of a thing. It goes through cycles. You win, you lose. For me, it's all about, I'm tired of watching no name cast off 4A minor leaguers from other teams. I want to see our guys. I want to see our prospects promoted. Win, lose, or draw. Show me Bailey. Show me Bart. Show me Schmidt. Show me Matos. Show me,
Right.
And to me, I'd rather lose with our guys and then be building something for the future than to win, I don't know, 5 games more, maybe 7 games, whatever. The more, let's just say you were going to win more games, with some rotation of major league ready, guys from other organizations. I'd rather, take your Voslers and your all those guys and just, nothing against them personally, obviously, but just I just think maybe there's like, we always kind of suggest that we're not the most provincial town in America, because our homers here are not like Midwestern homers. We don't have a Euchre, get up, get out of here,
Right.
or a Mike Shannon, or the late Mike Shannon. We don't have those kinds of homers, a Harry Carey. It's a much more that kind of homerism has to be. You have to be more subtle, I think, here to win over the audience. But I think what we do, where we are kind of, very provincial, is I think we, heck, going back to when the Giants first arrived here, Willie McCovey and Orlando Cepeda were maybe more beloved than the great Willie Mays back in the late 50s. Why is that? Because they were ours, right? They were San Francisco Giants. Willie was coming here from New York and somewhat of an outsider. Eventually, of course, that all wore off and everybody loved Willie. And but I just think that when you look at the Giants right now, to me, when I tune into the game and I can see Casey Schmidt and Patrick Bailey, I thought Bailey looked tremendous today. Not only did he hit the home run, he hit that line drive to left.
He catches a good game.
Caught a decent game. Yeah, he had the nice little rundown. He almost threw that ball away in the rundown, but yeah, he looks nice. And he's a switch hitter, right?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Why not?
I mean, you've got now behind the plate, you've got him and you've got Bart and you've got Casey Schmidt to play the hot corner. I'm really happy with what I've seen with JD Davis. I mean, I'm totally satisfied with JD Davis playing first base.
Right.
If that's the way they want to go. Wade's definitely bounced back. He's got a 420 on base. Haniger had a couple hits today. Schmidt had a couple hits. To me, it's like, show me some, major league caliber veterans or homegrown guys. And the more, this year I think is not going to be about winning as much as it's just going to be about turning over the roster and getting the minor league system to finally spit out some guys that you would actually want to buy a jersey for. Like, after watching, Bailey, you're like, hey, you know what? I could go buy a Patrick Bailey jersey. When you watch Schmidt, you're like, hey, you know what? I could go buy a Casey Schmidt jersey. And I think you're going to feel the same way about Matos when you see him come up. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I like watching the homegrown players. It's been a while since they've had homegrown players. So.
Yes, that is true. And, I brought this up yesterday, and I find it a little bit interesting. Maybe it's a little bit conspiracy theorist type, but I mean, the way that Farhan's kind of been operating, it makes you wonder, but it's the last year of his deal. And now all of a sudden the prospects are getting promoted all over the organization, not just to the big league. not just to the big league club. So I find it interesting that, they're all of a sudden it's his last year and here come all the young guys. Look what we got. So it's,
well, I mean, the only thing I'll say about that is, as much as I'm with you and I'll be cynical about anything with anybody at any time, I still think, you could not be advancing these guys through the minors and to the majors if they weren't doing it, right? So
Sure.
On some level, these guys are legit and they're having success, and it's not necessarily, I think it's good. It's good timing, for Farhan for sure, but I don't think it's orchestrated. I don't think it's like, oh, you know what? I don't care by, hook or by crook, we're getting these guys to the big leagues. I don't know. And somebody in the chat here says Matos had a multi-homer game today, or multi-hit game today. But yeah, he's hitting, he just got to AAA, but he's swinging it. And Colton Welker, who they got from the Rockies, is he swinging it?
Yeah. I think they just pushed him up to high A, right? Is he in Eugene now?
Oh, is that it? I thought he was more advanced than that. I thought he was more AA, AAA.
Yeah, he probably should be. I think he was hitting over 400. I know he got promoted. I can't remember if it was to high A or AA.
Danny, can you hear us? You can hear us, but we can't hear you.
This is really weird.
This is one of his best shows, though. He's never sounded so good. I've never heard him make this many good points in a row.
Oh, Colton Welker? Oh, Welker. He's at AAA?
Yeah. I was going to say he must have been. He's older. He's an older guy, but he rips.
Gotcha.
And you're talking about a guy who might be able to pound out a bunch of doubles, and he's a doubles machine. I think the guy had like 40 doubles in the minor leagues one year.
You know what? The Giants need that. They need a doubles machine.
They do. And isn't it funny when it rains, it pours? It's like, you have no position players. Suddenly now J.D. Davis can play third. Oh, but wait, there's Casey Schmidt. Oh, but wait, now there's Colton Welker. And, it's like you're going to have more guys than you can handle at one spot. Somebody said some guy named Meckler has been looking good in the minors, like A-ball. This is killing Danny because he wants to talk about this stuff. Eyes on Diaz.
Yeah,
Danny just doesn't have you guys noticed that Dan just doesn't have any insights on any of the young players? It's like Dan could comment if we started talking about, older guys and has-beens, and like if I brought up Vosler, he would start talking. But because we're talking Eyes on Diaz, because we're talking Colton Welker, because we're talking about Patrick Bailey, he doesn't have a damn thing to add. He has nothing to say because he doesn't like these young guys. Dan Cochimilio's anti the youth movement, and that's why he is being silent in a live stream that he organized, because he's like, you know what? I don't want to talk about the kids. I don't want to talk about hope and positive stuff. I want to wallow in anger and defeat and 4A garbage.
We got good old Robert in here. If we are vastly improved this team, why can't we we can contend. It just, you got to take care of your own work and then see what happens.
I mean, they're still 2 under 500.
Exactly.
I mean, I would say this, and I mean, there's nothing that says they can't contend, but you got to remember this. I think this year is starting to look a little bit like 86. And people say, well, man, I'm in my 20s, Krug. Help me out. I wasn't around for 86. 86, the Giants, 85, the Giants lost 100 games.
Right.
87, they won the division. 86 was the year that they started off with Robbie Thompson and Will Clark, and they ushered in a whole new youth movement in 86. And they went like 83 and 79, something like that. It wasn't an overwhelmingly awesome year, but it was a great year because it really kind of set the Giants up for 87, which was a division winning year, 89, which was a pennant winning year. 86 was the beginning of the Giant turnaround.
Yep.
And really it's one of the most pivotal seasons in Giants history. If you want to go back, I mean, 84, the Giants had a good year in 78, right? I was 8 years old. They had not had a good season, I think, since like 71. 71, they had won the division. They hadn't gone to the playoffs in 71. 78, they had a great season with the late Vida Blue,
Yeah.
who we love and miss, a lot. But Vida was an 18-game winner in 78. Giants had a really nice, really surprise year in 78. I think it was Joe Altobelli leading the way, and he was a really good manager. And then 79 was a down year. 80 was a down year. 81 was a down year. 82, they had Frank Robinson and Reggie Smith and Joe Morgan, and they had a competitive year, and they were eliminated on the Friday night of the final weekend of the season. And then they eliminated the Dodgers, and the Braves with Joe Torre wound up winning the division in 82. But 83, bad year. 84, bad year. 85, 100-loss year. And the Giants at that point were like very much reeling. They needed a new ballpark. Farm system was not producing. They just had a lot of problems. They were having a hard time selling tickets. They hire Al Rosen at the end of the 85 season, and he walks in and basically says, you know what, if you're going to bitch and complain about the weather in San Francisco or Candlestick Park, there's the door. Get out. And he basically demanded that these guys change their attitude. He hired Roger Craig, who was obviously very positive, the hum baby himself. 86, they won 83 games, and they turned it around from there.
Yep.
And I get the sense that this year's a lot like 86. It's like they're not going to win the division. I don't think they're going to the playoffs, but it doesn't matter. If they promote 5, 6, 7 young players and establish a big-time core of homegrown players that are going to be their, key cogs in their next, championship team or their next playoff team, I think Giants fans will be satisfied.
I think so too. I agree. I like seeing the young guys coming up. I remember it kind of reminds me of when Ned's on your show talking about, you need to hit in that draft. And if you don't hit in that draft, you're going to fall on some hard times. And if you look what the Dodgers are doing, they got all their young guys up, but they're supplemented with some really good veterans. So, and they're doing well. I mean, they got blasted today by the Cardinals, but that's what I want to see the Giants do. Get some decent free agents and sprinkle them in with the young guys coming up. Man, we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, I mean, and Luciano might be coming next. Danny, what are you thinking? You're having audio issues? Is your mic plugged in? When was the last time you went live?
Does it have power though?
Yeah. Okay. But is it plugged into the computer in one of the portals? Unplug it and replug it. Okay. Plug it back in. Okay.
Man, that's weird.
Do
you have a light on that? Do you have a light on the mic that shows that it has power, or you have to? Yeah.
No, it's not it's in your computer. You got to hit your start menu and then go to
devices or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, settings maybe. Settings. And then hit audio. Yeah, go to settings and then go down, see where it says display, and then it says sound. Click sound. Do you see that?
Yeah, within StreamYard, Dan. You should see it down there at the bottom where it says settings.
Or you could go computer settings. I was thinking computer settings, but you could
I
also
was thinking that too, yeah.
Go into audio and look at your mic and make sure your mic is the right mic. It's your mic is the what's his mic called?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Anyway, you just want to if you click microphone, you should.
Mark Graves has got something in there. I don't know if that's.
What is he saying? Find the YouTube app and click YouTube settings.
Oh, that's weird. If it's,
okay. Okay, so that means it's not StreamYard, Danny. That means it's the computer. So go to your computer settings now.
Yeah, you know what? When I'm looking at you in the bottom there, it shows that your mic has got a slash through it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. It says
Danny, you've muted yourself. Just unmute yourself. Hit mute and unmute a couple times.
there. It's gone now.
Try. Talk.
No.
Still very insightful.
Oh, that is really weird. I could see the line and going away and coming back, and it's still not working.
How about your volume on there? Did you check the volume level? Maybe your volume's just low. Danny, the other thing you can do is you can connect through your phone. Just connect through your phone, and then you can just do your phone.
Yeah.
Just try connecting through your phone, and then you can just do it like, as
I
long
can
as
handle the chat and put things up, and you just let me know if you see anything.
The chat is vast and could get away from us. I mean, there's 15,000 people in here right now.
Oh, see, Mark Graves, he knew what to do. He Googled it. That's how you figure this stuff out.
Eric M says reset your computer, restart the computer.
I think
But
he did that.
I think he tried that. I think
Yeah.
he tried that.
Yeah,
MF
this
says,
is
what a mess, Dan.
unbelievable content. But yeah, it's there he goes. Let's see if we can hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yeah, we can.
All
I mean,
right.
yeah, we can.
I don't know what the heck's going on? But anyway.
Wait a second. As soon as you came in here, now the room's starting to empty. No, come on back. Wait. No. Yeah, you can hear Dan, but come back. No, come back. Oh.
I know you're getting worried about your 18,000 to my 350. I'm coming.
If this guy ever gets his audio down, he is going to be adding people left and right. It's really just about questionable audio. That's why we don't have 20,000 people. No, but Danny, tell people NorCal Sports Network, of course, they know because they're here. But tell everybody, tell a friend, NorCal Sports Network.
Yeah, hit the like while you're watching. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. But yeah,
Darren Tice says Larry has been ripping Dan. What? I've never ripped Dan ever.
Never. Yeah, I got to tell you. Let me look straight at there. There we go. I heard you guys talking about the '86 team, and it kind of reminds me of that. Also, this wave that hopefully is coming with Brown and Matos and Luciano and Reckler and
who's Brown and who's Meckler?
Oh well, there's a Reckler, Ryan Reck, or there's
Reckley,
Brown.
right? Are you talking about the shortstop from the Bahamas?
Yeah, he's a ways away. He's actually like 5 years away.
Yeah,
but there's Arteaga, Everson Arteaga. He's like 2 years away projected. There's Vaughn Brown next year. Matos maybe up sometime this year.
Well, who's in Double-A or higher doing well?
Luciano hit his 4th home run today.
Oh,
and he's only been playing maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Right.
So he hit his 4th home run. I think MF actually posted that on Twitter, I saw. So I think if they can bring these guys up, it can kind of remind you of what the Giants started to do with Matt Cain was kind of the first guy, and then it was Timmy, and then came Pablo, and then Buster, and
you just got to keep building.
Yeah, and then it was Crawford and Belt, and just got to. In 2014, that infield was entirely homegrown, and then the pitching staff was pretty much homegrown. The starters, and then they had Romo in the bullpen, and so you if you can have 10, 12 guys on your roster that are homegrown, that are out of your 26, you could supplement those guys with acquisitions and free agents.
right.
But
And look how much more fun it is. Look how much more fun it is to watch Patrick Bailey. I mean, I really enjoyed that today. Casey Schmidt, Bailey. I mean, these guys, because you feel like you're watching, you're investing in something that I mean, these guys are going to be part of the team. When the Giants get good, Casey Schmidt is going to be an everyday guy. Patrick Bailey's probably going to be an everyday guy. Luis Matos is going to be an everyday guy. Supposedly, Izon Diaz hit a 455-foot home run at AAA yesterday.
Yeah. Now, see, he's a guy that I think will eventually be up in a few weeks if Wisely, I think Diaz gives them more pop. They've got enough infielders. I mean, Wisely's playing center field backup, but I think what they may end up doing is the next move, look for Wisely to go down, and Sable will be the guy that becomes their, extra outfielder, plays left field occasionally.
Emergency catcher.
And Bailey, I think, is going to stay up.
I think so.
I think Bailey should stay up.
Why wouldn't he? He's ripping. He's a switch hitter. He's got a good defensive pedigree. Matos, by the way, is hitting 409. Now, granted, he just got there, right?
Yeah.
But 409, 2 for 3 yesterday with 2 runs scored. Izon Diaz is hitting 667. Has he just been recently called up?
Yesterday, I believe. So
VR is down there. They also have Genevieve, Will Wilson.
He's not hitting too good right now, Will Wilson. But you know who's Matos hit 304 in Double-A, which is a pitch big, and he only. What did we figure out? I looked at.
Yeah, he had like a 380 on base, and his strikeouts were way less than, almost like by double, right? With his walks.
Yeah, he 17 base on balls and only 12 strikeouts and 20 at bats. So that was really impressive, like a 10% K rate, which is excellent. So
he's got discipline.
He had 35 hits in a little over 100, like 115 bats, something like that. So
you got Kyle Harrison down at AAA too. I mean, AAA has some decent players. They've got RJ Dabovich, Kyle Harrison, Sean Jelly, Luke Jackson, Lovera. Eric Miller throws hard. Sean Newcomb, he's not bad.
I forgot about Sean Newcomb. Yeah, he was another one.
Nick Swiney, the NC State lefty. He's not bad. Cole Waits, Keaton Wynn's nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to.
Is Wishenhunt into AAA?
Who?
Wishenhunt?
Wishenhunt is
no
single A, I think.
He's lower down. But Colton Welker is in AAA. VR, Will Wilson, Tyler Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
Tyler
got moved up from Double-A. He's been hitting well. He's a shortstop as well. Here's what I'm looking forward to is hopefully next year, your third baseman is Schmidt, your shortstop's Luciano, your second baseman's Estrada, and maybe you move J.D. Davis to first base, or, alternate him and Wade, DH, and first base, and just get these guys that are under, in their 20s, maybe a guy or two, 30, J.D. Davis is 30, get the outfield going. You can actually, if the Giants actually can somehow show promise with a lot of these young guys, and they actually grew and were competitive. I'm not saying even make the playoffs, but come close to maybe making the playoffs, and they shown promise. That maybe gives you a shot, a small shot, but a shot at Shohei Ohtani in free agency. If he sees that, hey, the farm club is, bringing up guys that are going to produce. But if they don't produce, they have zero shot at getting a guy like Ohtani.
I'm watching this Wade Meckler right now. He drove in Hayden Cantrell yesterday in Double-A. He looks like he's got good bat speed, left-handed hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he hit over 400 in high ball. He was like hitting over, and he's a switch hitter.
You also had Vaughn Brown, by the way.
Yeah.
Vaughn Brown hits his first Double-A home run in the third inning to dead center.
Great.
So Vaughn Brown's coming. They could. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you don't need a ton of guys. You just need a few. You just need a few to break through, and a little bit here, a little bit there, and they're not that far. I mean, they're just really not that far. What's their A-ball team?
Eugene.
High A.
High A, then low A, San Jose.
High A is Eugene.
Yes.
What league is that? Do we know?
High A. It's the it's the
Eugene Emeralds in the
Yeah.
Northwest League.
Yep.
All right, let me see these Eugene Emeralds.
It makes me wonder, depending on that MRI tomorrow with Webb, we may see Harrison, depending on what comes back with Webb's back.
Yeah. Hopefully it's okay. I just put $50 down this afternoon to win $17.50 on Casey Schmidt being rookie of the year plus 3,500.
Who's the favorite?
Oh shoot. I didn't even look at it. It was gosh, I'll have to look again. Sean Proctor kind of gave me a heads up on it, and he bet it. So
You also have that kid Grant McCrae, right? He's
great.
He's with the Eugene Emeralds, and then Ortega. No, these guys are not really hitting though. I'm looking. McCrae's hitting 224. Ortega's hitting 206. So these guys aren't necessarily swinging it. Jimmy Glowinky is hitting 339.
Interesting.
He's ripping.
Never heard of him.
He was.
I think he's an infielder who they drafted kind of high.
Yeah, he was in that 20. I'm trying to remember if it was the 21 draft or the 2020 draft. I think he was in that draft where they got. He might have been one of those supplemental picks with Bumgarner. They took Nick Sweeney, and I think maybe they took Glowinky with one of the other guys, whether it be Will Smith. They got some compensatory picks. Can't quite remember, but he's an infielder. I think he was one of their 5 picks in the 2020 draft, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm looking at their San Jose team now, just a little bit, just taking a look at who's there. Garrett Frechette, a first baseman, hitting 218. Yeah, they don't have O'Neill Perez is hitting 350 with a 448 on base. Catcher down there. These guys are Vaughn Brown hit 412 but he's just making his way back.
Yeah, and he hit well last year. I mean, he may be one of those guys that just tears up. I mean, he started in San Jose last year, Vaughn Brown, tore that leg up. They moved him up to Eugene. He tore that leg up. And then he went to Richmond, started tearing that leg up and got hurt. And then he was out for the year, and he's just coming back really from that injury. Came back from spring training. But
what was his injury?
A knee. I think he had some kind of knee surgery, whether it was a meniscus or something.
He had something going on there.
But I did talk
Luciano. I'm looking at Luciano's numbers at Richmond. He's only hitting 176.
Wow.
Richmond. Now, granted, he's only been there for 15 games.
So what's he got?
And he's got 4 home runs. He's got 4 home runs in 15 games, but 8 RBIs, but 176.
What's he got? Like 50 at bats?
He's got 51 at bats, 22 strikeouts, and 51 at bats. Matos hit 304 on the same level.
Yeah.
Bailey hit 330 at the same level. Tyler Fitzgerald hit 324 with a 410 on base at that level.
Are they going to have to get some adjustments out of Luciano? And
Luciano's been out for a while though with that back, so he's got to get some reps.
Yeah, he'll probably be in AA for a few months. He may get to AAA by like August or for a couple of months.
That Wade Meckler, by the way, is playing center field down there.
Wow.
And hitting 330. That's not bad. So, I mean, they, let's see there, who's their pitching down there. This is AA. Oh, they've got KY Tang, who they got from Minnesota. He's got a 2.93 ERA in 7 starts. He's got 42 strikeouts in 27 innings. My goodness. He's just blowing people away.
Nice. He might get promoted here soon.
Yeah.
Randy Rodriguez has got good numbers. Blake Rivera's got pretty good numbers. 50. He's actually a pretty good pitcher. 1.72 ERA out of the bullpen. 15 2/3, 20 strikeouts.
So this coming up, this road trip starting tomorrow. They don't even have an off day. They go to Minnesota for 3, and then they got Milwaukee for 4. They really need to win at least 3 on this trip. To they're 2 under 500. You don't want to go 2-5 and come back. What? 5 under. Let's see, they're 2 under 500 right now. If they go,
they're 22 and 24 right now, third place in the division.
Yeah, you go 2-5, and all of a sudden you're back to 5 under 500, and you're just playing that up and down, chasing. They've got to win 3 of 4, and if they can somehow come out of it better than 500 on the 7-game trip, then you could start saying, hey, maybe this team's going to give you something. But if they go and just blow it on this trip, which has been kind of their
They're 7 and 13 on the road, 15
Yeah.
and 11 at home. Yeah, they've been really bad on the road.
And Minnesota and Milwaukee's not going to be easy. I mean, Correa's having a really slow start, and I would watch him get juiced up for this 3-game series and say, hey, these guys embarrassed me, making me sit in a hotel.
Yeah, seriously. How many wins do you think they get on this 7-game trip? 3 in Minnesota, 4 in Milwaukee.
I have them going, unfortunately.
2 and 5.
I said they'd come back 24 and 29 from the trip, and they're 22 and 24. So that's a 2-5 trip. But I had them. I thought they might not win today, so I was kind of, with the lefty going on the hill with Luzardo, and but Haniger's starting to come around. He got a key hit. He's still hitting around just about 200. So
the thing that makes this trip tough is that when you come off this trip, you get Orioles Pirates, and at the beginning of the year, that looked like slam dunk city.
Oh, Orioles.
But now, the Pirates are 1 game behind the Brewers, and the Orioles are 31 and 10 or whatever their record, 31 and 16. So they're 2.5 behind Tampa. I mean, you got 2 of the real surprising positive teams in baseball. So it's going to be a challenge. They better be able to get at least 2 or 3 wins on this trip.
Yeah, I actually say I think they need a minimum of 3 wins, and then you come back only 3 under 500. But if you go 2-5 or worse, all this momentum you're building on this homestand, this 5-1 homestand, you start to retreat, give it back, and then you start saying, man, I know the Braves, and I said this yesterday on the show that, the Braves were exactly 20 and 24 after 44 games, exactly what on May 20th yesterday. And they went on to win 21. I can't remember what their final record was, but they did, win the World Series, everything. Guys were giving me a hard time in the chat yesterday. Really, in particular, Mario Trutonic was saying, the same show, you guys all same negativity every game. And I said, what do you want me to do, Mario? Say the Giants are going to go on and win the pennant, and they're going to carry Gabe off the field.
I mean, mix it up a little bit. Why do you got to be so damn negative? I mean, do you see me being negative on my channel?
I've never seen it.
I'm a bastion of positivity. Every day is like hat day or bat day. I'm giving things out. I'm just, hey, Robert Rothberg, hey, we're going to win it all. Damn right, we're going to win it all. No team will intimidate the Giants. Damn right, no team will intimidate us. We will not be intimidated.
Mario,
I'm a very positive person, and my channel's very positive.
Yeah, exactly. Mario's calling me Dan Cohen, like I'm the Grant Cohen of the Giants. Come on. I'm like, hey,
at least wait till Danny gets some more subs. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah, put me in, give me Grant subs, and I'll be as negative. I'll rip the Giants for kingdom come, man. Just give me Grant subs, and I'll be happy. Hey, give me 1/10 of his subs, and I'll be happy. I'll tell you though, the Giants.
Dan's a hater. Frantic rage. Dan's a hater. Dan's a hater of what? He's a hater of that annoying neighbor from Del Boca Vista. That's about it.
Look at this. Look at this. Hey,
Dan's a hater.
I said this. I've been a Giants fan for over 50 years. I would love more than anything to be proven wrong that this is a 500 team. And I said it from the beginning. I'm going to stick with it. They have the potential to make a wild card run if everything goes well. That means Haniger's got to hit, Conforto's got to hit, and I'm not just talking home runs. Haniger, I think, only has one home run, by the way. So, but he needs to hit 20 plus bombs this year, probably, and Conforto needs to hit close to 30. Peterson needs to hit 25 home runs.
Well, I mean, I'm starting to look at this a little differently now, Danny. I mean, tell me Eric, what do you guys think of this? I mean, I read an article on Bleacher Report app, I think yesterday, talking about guys midseason that may get dealt. The one thing that's interesting about Jock is that because they exercised his deal, they're not privy to draft pick compensation for Jock Peterson this winter. So if they're going to get anything out of Jock, and I'm not saying that they need to move him personally, I'm entertained by him. I would keep him. I like him, but and he's from Palo Alto, so I mean he's a local guy, and they're talking about the desire to have local players and players that resonate with the fans locally. But if this is, if he has a nice little run and all of a sudden you get to July and somebody's willing to offer you something, you may want to consider that, especially if you're going into a youth movement. I mean, a guy like that who's a proven postseason, contributor, he might net you something.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see where this thing goes. I mean, the Giants, as long as they're in the race within striking distance, or maybe even one of the 3 wild cards at the trade deadline, could get very interesting. I mean, Atlanta was awful. They didn't become 500 till 55 and 55, 110 games in 21. And all of a sudden, the Braves. What's that guy's GM? How do you pronounce his?
I just call him
Alex Anthopoulos.
Yeah, he made like 4 big trades. He got Jock Peterson first, and then he got the kid
Soler. Right,
Soler and Rosario. Was it Rosario? Or
Eddie Rosario.
Rosario. And then he got Adam Duvall. He got 4 outfielders.
He redid his entire outfield on the fly.
Yeah, kind of almost like the Lakers GM did this year. Just completely redid their team. And, Lakers are obviously going to bow out to Denver, may get swept. At minimum, it's a gentleman's sweep. But the Lakers went from being a lottery pick to going to the Western Conference Finals, all because of what Rob Pelinka did at the trade deadline.
Well, and maybe the Giants could come up with some creative moves. I mean, I'm just looking at their stats. The guys who have been disappointing, VR, who's now back in the minors, right, hit 140. Crawford is hitting 160. Conforto's hitting 210. Haniger's hitting 211. If they could get some of those guys to heat up a little bit, that would help quite a bit.
Guys,
especially Conforto.
Yeah.
Because Conforto will be another trade piece, depending on where the club is at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
I'll tell you another one. Not to interrupt you, Danny, but DeSclafani.
Oh yeah.
DeSclafani. We kind of know, we've seen this before. DeSclafani, when he's rested, he has real strong beginnings to his year. And then he kind of tires late in the year. Now, can they showcase him enough and get something for him before he kind of crests the hill and starts declining and teams no longer want him? I'd be very careful with his innings limit or his innings this year and see if I could get something for him at the deadline, because I mean, you're in a transition year. This is the year that you're going to bring up a lot of guys from the minors. This is the year you're going to kind of turn over your roster to younger people. And a guy like DeSclafani, if he could net you a couple good players, I mean, if they could make a couple of trades, kind of like the Darren Ruff trade, where it's very one-sided, more power to Farhan if he can make a couple deals like that. I would imagine guys like DeSclafani and Cobb could be very attractive to contending teams.
Yeah, it depends on where the Giants are at. If they're in contention, they're obviously going to hold on to their, most of their pitching, especially if Cobb continues to pitch as well as he has, and they're in contention. I said this in the chat. They says I try and bring you reality with everything, but I've watched this club all spring long. They struggle with making contact. They lead the league or close to it in strikeouts. Yesterday, they didn't get a hit after the first at bat until the 8th inning. And you're telling me that this is a contending team. I'm telling you that this is what 500 teams look like. They play good for a while, then they go back to, they retreat. So we'll see what they do on this trip. But if the Giants, I would love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see the Giants make the playoffs. I've been a Giants fan since '68. And, I want to see playoff. There's nothing like it. I mean, when playoff baseball is on, whether you're watching it on TV or you're at the game, it's a whole different game than the regular season. But for the Giants to really make it,
where are they right now? Let's see. There's two. Is there 2 or 3 wild card?
like a game and a half.
There's 3 wild card teams.
3.
Yeah, there's 3.
Okay, so they're a game and a half out of the wild card.
Yeah,
but the Marlins are tied with the Mets for the lead, and so they're really got 2 teams in front of them.
And St. Louis is coming. St. Louis was 10-24. Now they're 21-27. They've won 11 out of 14. That's what I said the Giants need to do. Giants need to win, put together an 8 out of 10 streak, a 15 out of 20. You put together one of those. Maybe you need a streak where you play 700 ball.
To me, if you're going to do it, you got to do it offensively. Because great pitching prevents long losing streaks, but it's great offense that gets teams in a win streak. If they could somehow find a way to get a little momentum, maybe make a trade, add one maybe offensive piece to the puzzle, and get into an offensive run. I mean, there's plenty of time, and God knows they can do it.
So much time.
I mean, they're definitely right there on the cusp. The question is, are they going to do it?
I mean, you got 115 games, 17 games left.
I mean, realistically, I think the Giants could finish with a better record than the Phillies or the Marlins.
Sure.
The Mets, I think the Pirates are going to fade. So, I mean, it's possible. It's possible,
Yeah.
But they got to start piling up some wins and get into a good stretch.
Yes, they've got to have contributions from the guys that Farhan went and got free agents. They got to have big contributions from Conforto and Haniger, and the pitching's got to come through with, Taylor Rogers has got to become what he used to be. Manaea and Stripling have to come through. They, all these guys have struggled. Every one of the Farhan's acquisitions this offseason have not performed very well at all. I mean, Conforto's got 8 homers, but that's about it. He's still hitting like 210, 215. He's got to, with the shift banished, you should be able to hit 240 minimum in baseball. I mean, minimum. And I'm being generous there because
at least the Giants have a better record than the Padres, though. How about that? It's late May. We're talking about the 21st of May, and the Giants have a better record than the Padres.
Right. They have better record than the Padres, and they have a better record than the St. Louis Cardinals. But those
Cubs
teams are going to come. The Cardinals and baseball's such a long, long season. See, I see the Cardinals probably coming back, winning that division, battling it out maybe with Milwaukee. So the Giants are going to have to battle Milwaukee. That's why this series is going to be important. And they're going to have to battle the Mets and the Phillies. They beat the Phillies 3 games, but, we'll see where it is come where teams are at really July. The midpoint to me.
The Giants got to get better offensively. I mean, they're 20th in batting average. I'm looking at their stats right now. They're 18th in the league in the majors in on base percentage. They are. Where are they in slug? They're actually pretty good. They're 14th in slug.
Yeah.
Let's see OPS. They're 15th in OPS.
You know what's strange? Being 15th in OPS, but in home runs, I think they're like 4th. So that's all they're doing is they're just hitting a home run. They're not getting like a lot of extra base hits.
They could use Jazz Chisholm. They're 25th in stolen bases.
Whew.
Yeah, Strada leads them.
Let's see, where are they in walks? Giants are where are they in walks? Am I missing them here? Do I not see the Giants in walks? Oh, they're 20th. 20th in walks. And homers, they're They're sixth.
They're sixth now.
Sixth in home runs.
Yeah, they didn't hit a lot of home runs on this homestand today.
No,
they
they didn't.
2. Who got home runs today? Davis and Bailey?
Davis and Bailey.
Yeah. I mean, they both crushed them. I
The
mean,
21st in runs scored.
yeah. And
they're not manufacturing many runs. It's all coming off the home run, except for this, like you said, this road or this homestand. They did well in manufacturing.
Yeah, they did well against the Phillies in not hitting any home runs, but putting, moving the line, getting, 2 out hits. But that's not been their forte. And but I'll tell you this, the catalyst, I think, to this change has been Casey Schmidt. He's brought a whole different level of, he's infused some excitement. I think the players see him as different than other players they've seen come up over the years. Brandon Crawford in the spring training said he just looks different,
Oh, he was the best player in spring. You could see.
Yeah. And didn't he win the
Barney Nugent?
Yeah, he won the Barney Nugent Award. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
they're middle of the road and all these pitching stats.
Look where they're at in defense. Their fielding percentage and their errors are pretty heroic. They're pretty atrocious.
Yeah, they're 26th in fielding percentage.
That's awful. Yeah, that's what
26th. Let me see where they are in errors.
They're back in the 20s.
They're basically the 4th most errors in baseball.
Yeah.
See, they got to catch the ball much better.
And that's the one thing they wanted to, in coming into the season, that was their focus, was getting speed up the middle and improving team defense. And they're right at the bottom in all of that. I mean, Bryce Johnson gives you some great defense in center field, but he's hitting like 50, 60. He probably bumped his average up today because he got a couple of hits today. He got that double that the center fielder actually totally misjudged. And then he had the bunt signal. I don't know why they didn't challenge it. Did you see that, Larry?
Yeah.
I thought he was safe.
I did too.
Because he would have stole second base. There was nobody. He was leading it off, and I was like, why don't you challenge that? You got your fastest guy on base who could steal second and third and manufacture a run for you.
I was just looking more at their profile again. The number that jumps out to me, guys, the Giants have 433 strikeouts from their hitters.
Yeah.
They have struck out the 4th most times in all of baseball.
Yeah. That's a bad
number 1 on the list, though, believe it or not, the Twins.
Wow.
The Twins have struck out the most. The Twins and the A's are tied, 445 Ks, but the Giants are 4th. I mean, 4th in strikeouts for a team that is where did I say they were in runs scored?
They were 20th in runs scored, I think you said.
Well,
they're not a high scoring team, but they're 21st in the majors in runs scored.
Well, that's a bad combination.
But you've got a ton of strikeouts.
Not scoring a lot. 4th worst in the league in strikeouts and 4th worst in defense. That's kind of why I try and enlighten people and say this is not currently a playoff team. It's a 500 type team. You see big swings. Okay, they're 6th in baseball in home runs, which generates most of their runs scored, but they're 4th worst when it comes to strikeouts. So they're either hitting the long ball, and then, like you said, their OPS is not that great, so they're not getting a lot of timely hits and getting extra base hits. So, hopefully.
I mean, the infield looks pretty. I mean, if you look at them infield, outfield, now you got Bailey and Bart and Sable behind the plate. You got Wade, Flores, J.D. Davis at first. You got Tyro at second. You got J.D. Davis or Schmidt or Flores at third. You got Crawford or Tyro or Schmidt at short. It's really kind of about this outfield and this DH. I mean, are you going to get anything out of Haniger, Yaz, Conforto, and Jock? And can you add another outfielder there that can make your outfield a little bit better?
Mhm.
I guarantee you, if you isolated the Giants' numbers, outfield, infield, I bet you their outfield numbers are among the worst in baseball.
Like
Yeah,
last year.
and then the one thing holding back the infield right now is probably Crawford's numbers because they're not good at all this year right now.
You know,
But
gentlemen, I got to jump because I got my kid's baseball game I got to go to in San Ramon.
San
So-
Ramon, all right.
I'm off to watch a little league, but
Nice.
go Giants. Continue on without me, Danny. Glad that you're in the fold here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
the
I'll
mic
figure
cooking.
that out.
We'll do some more. We'll do some more Giants stuff this week after some
Awesome.
games. Man, we'll do some stuff on the Krug show. Maybe we'll do
Perfect.
some stuff on both channels.
Yeah.
Either mine going into yours going into mine. But we'll do some stuff this week.
Awesome.
And Eric, good to see you, man. Both of you guys have a great Sunday. We'll talk to you.
Thanks,
Have a
Larry.
good Sunday.
Bye-bye. All right, the great Larry Krueger joined us, and always appreciate Larry coming on and giving his years of experience and insight into the Giants and Warriors. We didn't get into any Warriors or Niners stuff.
Yeah, he broke down the history of the Giants pretty good. That was nice.
Yeah. Larry's been when you grow up in the city, and your dad is a fan of the San Francisco teams, and you like sports, you're going to know a lot about what's going on in the world of Bay Area sports. So always
I agree. I would love to talk to Ned.
Yeah, we'll get Ned on here sometime. Yeah.
We're already at the quarter mark. Maybe this is a good time maybe to try to hit him up. Him and Marty, get him at all the quarter polls.
Yeah, I might bring those guys on maybe in June. I like to bring them closer when we start talking maybe potential trades. Right now, there's nobody's talking trades, so maybe late June, early July, we start saying, okay, who's some of the guys that are going to be on the block? That's when the names start popping up. So. Rules says the same thing. I feel the shift in this team was when Schmidt was called up, similar to when Posey was called up. Look out 2024. Yeah, I mean, you get some of these guys hitting. I mean, Schmidt could be your equivalent to like Posey, where he's the leader, kind of. He's the first guy, and he becomes the star. Because I do think Casey Schmidt has all-star material written all over him.
Yeah,
and then you get a Luciano that comes up and a Matos. I really love Luciano's potential. He's just only 20 years old. Give him some time.
I think Safi had said that earlier. He said he didn't even have a rehab assignment. He went straight to AA. So
yeah, I mean,
and that's tough because AA is a tough to hit.
I'm sure they put him in some games in Arizona. There's live pitching. I'm sure he was facing some live pitching because he was down in Arizona getting his back in shape and stuff. So, I don't know what happened to my mic today. That was weird. I started off right.
Yeah, you were talking just fine, and right in the middle of your sentence, it just died.
It's weird because I'm tested my speakers on the StreamYard. You can test your speakers, and it said my mic is working. I don't know.
That's odd.
I don't know. Maybe it's something internal in one of my my deals.
Did you restart your computer?
I did. I'm going to restart it again and
maybe try doing that.
I'm going to try and come up again in there and see if I can do that. Maybe I need. Let me see if there's any updates that require stuff here. So
it almost seemed like you just accidentally hit the mute button because it just cut out. There was no static or nothing. It just went dead.
That's weird. That is really weird to hit the. Let me find this. Windows 11. I'm so used to Windows 10. You rarely shut your computer off. Let's see. Okay, so there's no updates. So I'm just going to restart that one. Today, the PGA tournament, Brooks Koepka won the PGA golf tournament back in Rochester, New York. That was pretty impressive. Las Vegas beat, who did they beat? in hockey?
Hockey.
Western Conference Finals to go up 2-0. That went overtime. There was a great game yesterday in hockey. Went 4 overtimes. Or
Yeah, I heard that on the radio. Went 4 overtimes.
Was it yesterday or the day before?
Day before yesterday, I think.
Yeah, something like that. 4 overtimes. Yeah, that's a lot of hockey because they play 20-minute periods. That means they played, 2 full games.
2 full games, exactly.
Plus another period. So, Dallas, MF said, right. Yeah, they playing Dallas Stars. So, yeah. I'm restarting my computer. I'm going to see if we'll try to go into StreamYard and see if
it'll work.
Yeah, we'll run it that way and see if I have no idea. Everything's hooked up. I'm going to put my mic here. Put one earphone in so I could hear you if you say I'm still muted. This will just take a moment. I'm just about ready to come on in the studio, and we'll see if my mic works. Well, let me just check my settings first on the mic.
That is so weird.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. Hold on. I don't know which. Let me mute you your phone one and see if I can hear you.
There we go. Am I working?
Hold on. I'm gonna mute your cell phone one.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got okay. Nope, can't hear you. That's weird.
Okay. Hey, look at that. I'm in 3 times. Look at this.
You want me to take
Hey, look at this. Hey, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do the new shows.
There you
get
go.
A side view.
There.
You get a side view, and this is kind of like the studio.
Yeah.
Look at this.
You just need a production team to transition.
Yeah, we got the guitar over there.
Yeah.
He's still fixing up the room. Got to hang up stuff, but
nice.
Yeah. Hey, look at this. Double side view over here. All right. There's the closet. Some hats up there. Oh my goodness. Dan's mugshots. There we go.
Did you see
am I echoing, or is it just me?
What's that?
Am I echoing?
I don't hear you echoing.
Okay, I was hearing because this was in my ear, so I was echoing. Comes through. That's side views. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna shut off the. That's pretty trippy when you look at that. Here's the big mic that's not working. I don't understand it. It's all on. Everything's plugged in.
That's weird.
Got the red light. Red light's on. Right there.
Huh.
Plugged in.
Weird.
You
didn't hit nothing when I was watching you talk. I didn't see you hit nothing
Let me try something else here. Uh-oh. Bunch of vibration there. Okay.
You're echoing now.
I might be. Hold on.
You're echoing.
Can you hear me now? Hold on. Jeez. Anything now? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah, I heard you talking there for a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill the one here. We'll just go back to this one.
Back to your phone.
I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. That's totally bizarre. I've used this same setup for every show on Larry's channel, my channel, started working at the beginning, but oh well. So Mitchell and Ness says, just keep winning series. That's all I'm looking for right now. I really check the overall record or stand. I rarely check. Yeah, you just gotta win series. Exactly. Win series or split them when they're 4-gamers, like Milwaukee. If they can go in and win 2 of 3 in Minnesota and go to Milwaukee and split, now you're doing,
Yeah.
But if somehow they go on a roll and they win 5 of 7 or 6 of 7 on this trip, wow, then you'll have something to talk about, because then you're going to come home, instead of being under 500, you're going to be over 500.
Right.
And now you've got something to maybe build on. So Eric says I might need a new mic.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe the mic's gone bad. I don't know how long these things last. It's a year old. Geez. Anyway, I'll look into that. We'll do a little test afterwards and see what's going on. But what else we can talk about? Is Bailey ready to take the catcher spot? I don't think he's going to be taken full time over Joey Bart. I don't think they're done with Joey Bart. But I can see him definitely splitting.
He's got more home runs. Bailey's got more home runs than Bart right now.
True. That's true. Yeah, we'll see how. I like Bailey's catching. He looks good behind the dish.
Yeah. Here, you want me to bring up Bailey's home run? Maybe we'll show that clip.
I did. Yeah, just turn the volume down. I actually put it on the thumbnail. I took a screenshot of it as he swung. If you look at the thumbnail. Echo. I'm in the Grand Canyon. Yeah. Lou says, "What is this, minor leagues?" Yeah, my mic's out today, Lou. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm using my phone. Had Larry on earlier, and yeah, fortunately, you and Larry were on to carry it. Otherwise, I'd be like, "What the heck can I do?" Lou says we need to relax. Still not over 500. We had a great homestand against teams below 500. Yeah. Let's see what else we got in here. Is your mic out, Eric?
No, I should still be there.
Okay, because Rule says my mic came through. Eric's mic went out. I don't know.
Oh, I think you muted me a couple of times.
I did?
Yeah, I think it was on accident. I think you were trying to hit your other one.
I don't know what the heck I did. Jeez. I don't know. I got to figure this thing out. We'll get it figured out. Why do the Giants post game in a clubhouse? Looks like a strip.
All right, here we go.
I didn't.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, I got it muted so there won't be no sound.
Okay. Blow that up a little bit. There we go.
Yep. All right, here we go. Let me back it up a little bit. Boom. I
don't know what it is with your it freezes. It doesn't.
Does it really?
Yeah, it doesn't show the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to minimize it. Can't quite get it as big.
Yeah, there
he crunched that one, didn't he?
Oh yeah, you knew as soon as he hit it. Looks like a pretty good crowd, at least in the bleachers. The bleachers seem to be filling up.
Yeah, it does.
So.
Yeah, that looks like, the bleachers look decent.
Yeah, Mitchell and Ness says, I really like how Bailey frames the pitches. Yeah, I put out a tweet on that yesterday. He's really, really, really good at being able to frame pitches.
Yeah, really. Yep.
So. Spencer says Bailey and Bart make pitches look great. Sable makes them look bad. Yeah, maybe so. I mean, actually, Sable's gotten pretty good ratings for framing. His framing, has been up there pretty good. So, but he's only caught less than 100 games overall. What was that?
Look what Eric L said.
The Giants are one since we discovered Eric's brother. Oh yes, yes. Oh, that's great.
Oh man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna get going Sunday afternoon, almost 5 o'clock. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then maybe go on a walk or something as it
Nice.
cools off. I gotta wait till gotta eat, let the digest, and then after 6, I take a walk when it cools down. It's been starting to warm up here in Arizona. We're in the high 90s. By next 2 weeks from now, we will not see double digits for 3+ months.
Yep, I remember them days.
100 straight days or more. We'll go from June. Generally, it's always about June 2nd to the end of September.
Yep, and you're going to get into the monsoon season soon too.
Yeah, my monsoons generally are like July and August.
Yeah,
that's when I try and get out of here. Come up to the Bay, watch. If I had my season tickets, that's what I'd be doing. But this year, I'll just buy them cheaper. Buy them off some other season ticket holder who's eating his tickets or something. So, anyway, time for a Sunday dinner. That's right. We grew up with a Sunday dinner. Yeah, love that line.
We missed that clip. You sitting there eating a raw sausage.
Oh yeah, I have. I'll have to put that. Maybe it's on my.
You're gonna have to do something with that.
My video on my phone, so I need that. Anyway, Eric's laugh sounds like Farhan. MF says, "Come on, give us a laugh."
That don't sound like Farhan. Yeah, I can't.
And we really like Marco. Are you home alone? No, my wife's actually in the other room. I'm in my studio. I got a 4-bedroom house now, so I turn, it's just my wife and I. So we've got a guest room that we have a queen size bed in. That's got its own bathroom, everything. That's near the front of the house, and then we've got 2 other rooms that we use. One for my office for my actual company, and then this one I just come in. I mean, I could probably do it all in my office. Eventually, I may do that whenever if we find more use for this room. But right now, we're just might be his long lost cousin.
Yeah, I just put that up.
No pics of the new home. We could show you the new home.
Yeah, you did that on Larry's show. I remember that.
We could do a tour here. Let's see. Let me make sure my wife's ready. Hold on a sec. Oh, there's the dogs.
Oh, there they are.
Dogs are, and there's the doggy door.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So that's one. That's where I'm room's at right in there, and then this room over here is the office. But it's a mess still. We haven't finished putting everything together, so we're still working on that. That's kind of like the guest bathroom. Here's the laundry room.
Nice.
Here's the family room. Got the big screen TV there.
Yeah, got to have that.
We got the turf in the back. Put the turf in.
All right.
Picked up the Weber barbecue.
Oh, yeah, you did that the other day, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Natural gas. It's nice. It's hooked up to the gas line. Hey, babe, I'm coming in the kitchen.
Natural gas? Is that legal? I thought
What's
that was
that?
for boating.
No, it's okay. Yeah, and we got a natural gas stove too, which is nice.
Nice.
And it's an oven with gas too. So then we got down here is the entryway there. Here's the front bedroom that is kind of a guest room. See that?
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
that's a pretty good sized house. And then the dogs are out there. There they are. There's the kitchen. There's the wife. Say hi, babe.
Don't show me.
She says, don't show me. So there we go. Quick tour. Anyway, it's oh wow. So we got
Is it nice being out of that what do you call it, the HOA?
yeah, I mean, there's HOAs all over Arizona, just about everything you buy, unless you buy, acreage or
Right.
I had an acre before when I got out of an HOA, but it's just this one's not a 55 plus community, so you're not going to have people like as bad. I mean, some of these older women, I was at a meeting the other day, my goodness, nothing to do but complain about every little thing. And I'm like, you guys just have zero life. I mean, just the silliest things you can think of to complain about. So anyway, what do we got? I see Mark saying hi. Oh, Mika. Oh, yeah. I thought it said, I was reading it. That's Mikey. Yeah, he's saying hello to my wife. Mark's met my wife when he gave us the New York style sausage down in, we met. Hey, Mark Graves says hello to you, babe. Mark Graves.
Oh, are you on?
Yeah, we're on.
Are you live?
Yeah, we're live. She said hello. MF Brock. Dan, is Brock a dink and dunk passer? I don't think he's completely. Let me get my hands out. There we go. I don't think he's a completely dink and dunk passer. I think he can. I don't think he's going to be great with the long ball, though. Montana was kind of known as a dink and dunker, but he could also really thread the needle on the long ball. Montana was great to getting, hitting Rice or Freddie Solomon or John Taylor. So I think he throws a really good ball downfield, 20, 25 yards. So we'll see what 49ers do this year. Don't be surprised if Sam Darnold has a really good season and takes over the starting role. Sam Darnold, this will be his 5th year in the league, or either his 5th or 6th, but Sam Darnold has great arm strength. He's just played with lousy teams. I mean, he was with the Jets in Carolina. Remember Jim Plunkett won two Super Bowls with the Raiders. He was drafted by the New England Patriots when they were awful. They were awful. And Plunkett didn't look very good at all. Struggled. When you get around great players that are, great position players, and you have a solid defense and everything, let's see what Sam Darnold becomes with that.
The supporting cast helps a lot.
So also Trey Lance, we'll see what he does. He's going to be going to, they're saying he looks great. He's changed his mechanics, his throwing motion. He was getting a sore arm even until he changed his motion. He's been having problems with sore arm. He couldn't throw had to take a day off a lot of times. We'll see. I don't know. Guys make adjustments, but a lot of times guys fall back to human nature in the pressure, and they go back to their old mechanics.
Yeah.
I mean, but Steph Curry had to change his shot too, if you look at his shot in college versus pros, he had to get that shot, up a little higher. He had a lower release. So guys do make adjustments, but it becomes muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's like it's fascinating what muscle memory does. I mean, I realize sometimes some of the things I do with muscle memory whether I'm turning a light on and it's like, why did I turn that one on? It's not the wrong one. It's always getting used to it. Keep hitting till you train which one is right. Then you learn it. It's like, on a keyboard, right?
Yep.
Anyway, we're looking at almost 5:00. So I think it's time for a Sunday dinner, as Graves said. It's a Sunday dinner. So, all right, Eric. So tomorrow, Giants, what do they start? 4:40, something like that?
Yeah, I haven't looked at the times yet.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a 2-hour difference. Yeah.
Yeah, and they usually start about 6:40, 6:45. A lot of teams are starting now. So probably 4:40. So that puts us on track to maybe come on tomorrow night, maybe about 7:30. 7:15, something like that. We'll see where we end up. Tuesday night, I may not be able to do a show because I have some company coming over for dinner, and at 5:30. So the game, depending on how long they stay, we'll see. And then we'll go from there. Wednesday, is Wednesday a day game?
If it's a getaway day, it should be.
Let me look.
It should be.
They go to Milwaukee. I don't know. Let me look. Let me see if I can tell you real quick.
I'll be right back in a minute.
All right. I'm just going to look at the Giants' schedule here. Wednesday is a day game, 10:10 in the morning. So 10:10 game. Wednesday, and then they go to Milwaukee for 4. Eric will be back here in just a minute, but we're going to close the show out. Everybody hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Would really appreciate it. Helps us with the YouTube algorithms. Hit that like and subscribe button. Tell your friends we're in here talking about the Giants baseball after almost every game. And Eric, any final parting thoughts?
This is kind of what you alluded to earlier. Let's hope they have an over 500 road trip. Let's get 2 and past 500, and then we can really start seeing where this team's going to go. And then because they got to improve that road record. That road record is horrendous, so they need to do something about that.
13, something
like that. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
They need to get You need to get close to 500 on the road and play really 650 ball at home, 650, 700 ball at home. Win 50 games at home at least.
Right. Now, is Webb getting his MRI tomorrow?
I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or today.
Was it today? I think it was today. So we'll see if he travels with the team or not.
Yeah, because he's scheduled to pitch Thursday.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Went from a sore back to an MRI, so that makes you wonder what's going on.
Yeah, hopefully, because he's still hopefully that's not a long, drawn-out thing.
That's going to be a huge blow if he's got to miss a couple of starts, especially when you're trying to get back, into over 500. So
exactly. All right, everybody, it's now hitting 5:00, so
yes, it is.
And check for us tomorrow. Somewhere, at the end of the Giants game, 7:15, 7:30. What comment is that, Eric? Is that scratching?
Yeah.
What is that?
Cats. Yeah.
Scratching post behind you. Do you have cats? Oh,
yep.
All right. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday night, and we'll see you tomorrow night after the Giants Minnesota Twins game. Have a good one, everybody. Oh, wait, hit the music. It didn't go. Here we go.